my Championship midweek predictions. Hello guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're doing my midweek championship predictions. There are 5 games to predict for today. Match day 29, it was a recent game week that was like cancelled due to, was it due to FA Cup? May have been due to FA Cup. Yeah, it was due to FA Cup. These games were postponed. There's also a few more game week 29s, but they're not now. There's one Preston Cov, Huddersfield, Bristol, Reading, Sheffield United, West Brom, Wigan. It's like that, but this is for this Tuesday's games. Should we get into it with the first game being Blackburn Rovers versus Blackpool? It's a massive game for these lot. Can they, for Blackburn, get into the playoffs winning this game? They've got, Watford are playing tonight, so they could go down there, but yeah, Blackburn, 49 points, level on points with Millwall, but Millwall have a game in hand. It's going to be a very, very tough game for Blackburn because Blackpool, 23rd, needing the result today. They need to win the game tomorrow. I meant to say, they need to win the game tomorrow. Blackburn do sit 11th in the form table, Blackpool 18th, so two teams doing okay in the form table, nothing too bad. For me though, I can just see a 2-1 Blackburn. 2-1 Blackburn for me. It's going to be an interesting game, of course, but yeah, for me, 2-1 Blackburn. Moving on to Norwich City versus Birmingham City. The battle of the cities. It's 9th versus 18th. Birmingham back-to-back losses for Norwich, a win and a draw in the last 2. In the last 5, 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw for Birmingham, 2 wins and 3 losses. In the form table, Birmingham do sit 14th, Norwich sit 12th. So it's 12th and 14th. Two teams doing alright again, mid-table, 7 and 6. For me, Norwich need to win this game to get into their little playoff hopes. They'll have played 33 games. Teams around them would have had a game in hand. For me, Norwich need to pick up the win today or tomorrow. They need to beat Birmingham. I don't think they will. I think, Norwich 1-1 draw for me. I just don't see them picking up all 3 points. It's a weird one because Norwich should be picking up all 3 points, but I just don't think they will. Norwich this season have not been great. Moving on to the next game, which is Swansea City versus Stoke City. Two teams. Well, Swansea actually could be up there in the playoff picture. They need to just pick up a few big wins on the road. Well, they need to pick up big 3 points, and I think they could start here against Stoke City. 7 points off playoffs. Of course, it's going to be tough for Swansea. They need to beat Stoke today, and they need to win some other games. And recently, haven't been on the greatest form. 3 losses, a win, and a draw in the last 5 is not perfect at all. Stoke, as well, not been brilliant. 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. It's not awful form. Stoke City are ahead of Swansea, I think. Yeah, Swansea 21st in the form table. That's not playoff form, and Stoke City are 9th. So Stoke are better in the form table at the moment, with 7 points. For me, I'm gonna back a 2-2 draw. A Desmond, interesting one. Be a good game. Swansea, for me, I just don't see them having enough quality to get into that playoff. And I don't think they'll be in the playoff picture. I think they'll sit mid-table and try and push next season. But for me, Swansea, I think they'll pick up a point against Stoke. Not a bad result, I guess. Moving on to the next game, which is Millwall versus Burnley. It's a very, very tough game for Millwall. They need to pick up all 3 points here to, they're in the playoffs at the moment, let's be honest. They are in the playoffs picture. They're 6th, 49 points. Could be moving down to 7th if Watford beat West Brom. But for me, Millwall, they're okay. They're doing decent in the last 5. 3 wins, a draw, and a loss. Not awful form at all. That is 10 points. So Millwall not doing bad in the form table, but Burnley are on unbelievable form. 4 wins and a draw in the last 5. It's mad to think that Burnley aren't actually first in the form table. Millwall are 5 wins in a row from Middlesbrough, I meant to say. Yeah, looking very good, Middlesbrough. But Burnley second in the form table to Millwall's 5th. 2 teams doing very well in the form in the last 5. 2 teams, I think Burnley will get promoted. I think they'll win the title. Millwall, for me, I had them slipping out, but it's going to be very, very tough for. It's going to be very hit and miss, not hit and miss. It's going to be Millwall in the playoffs, out, in, out. It's going to be very close, very, very close this season. For me though, it's Burnley, and Burnley will just win 2-1. They will win. I don't see them losing. If they do, and Millwall pick up yet another win against, they just beat Sheffield United 3-2. If they do beat Burnley, then that's Burnley's 3rd loss of the season. But yeah. I just don't see it. But Millwall could spring a shock into my system, and but yeah, for me, 2-1 Burnley. Moving on to the last game, which is Rotherham versus Sunderland. It's 5th v 21st. Rotherham need to pick up all 3 points now. They have to pick up all 3 points. It's as simple as that. Rotherham are in the relegation picture, back-to-back losses. Before that, back-to-back draws. So they're winless in the last 5. Sunderland unbeaten in the last 5, 3 wins and 2 draws. 49 points, sitting 5th in the playoffs. So Sunderland are looking very good this season. For me though, it's so tough though, isn't it? Sunderland sits 3rd in the form table to Rotherham's 23rd. Everything's stacking Sunderland. Everything's stacking up for a Sunderland win. And I'm going to go for a Sunderland win. For me, not good for me. Not good for Cov, that Sunderland win. But we got them on the weekend. We can prove them wrong. It's 2-1 Sunderland. For me, I can just see Sunderland picking up all 3 points. It's going to be a tough game for Sunderland, of course, away on a Tuesday night at Rotherham. Tough game to go to. But yeah, that does wrap up the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.